One Piece 1008. Kanjuro's conspiracy, Momonosuke awakens, Yamato joins the battle. Hello everyone, welcome back to Top Shounen. After a lot of cornering, rocky corners, author Oda finally answered the question, whether Oden is real or fake. In the previous spoiler, I have sent you a lot of interesting information about the latest 1008 chapter, in which the answer about Oden has been clarified. It is just a drawing of Kanjuro, but for what purpose he drew Oden, so far no one understands. In addition, does this Kanjuro leave the night after the morning, turn his head to reimburse him, or is still a horse used to the old way? This is also a question that needs answers. And according to the latest information I received, all of your questions have been answered. Besides, the specifics of Momonosuke's strength, regarding his connection with Kaido, are also clarified. Of course, another very important figure, Yamato, was also about to join the battle. The period of carrying an adulterous brat and running around is coming to an end. This male and female relay sport Yamato runs the first stage, the next stage will be handed over to Sanji. You are busy, the family is out of work. Yamato entered the war, promising to be a huge support for our side. Obviously she would go to the top of the skull, where her father and Big Mom were fighting against 5 supernovas. We have waited so long, to see the true power of Yamato, and author Oda is about to please the fans. Sounds extremely attractive, right? This is one of the updates of chapter 1008, specifically please watch the video. 1. Kanjuro's plot to assassinate the red envelope. In the spoiler, I told you that Oden was a drawing by Kanjuro. A lot of you asked why Kanjuro was so beautiful. Let's not use words like scheming, watching rewind, because in reaction anime video before, I said that many of you only read manga, or just watch anime, so they often quarrel. Kanjuro's painting is his true nature, something is in the Kojiki family so he has to act. Kanjuro conceals such miraculous abilities that no one knows anything. People are fed up with the witty painter, drawing dragons into worms, drawing birds with disabilities. It was because Kanjuro used his non-dominant hand to draw. In chapter 974 he drew a copy of himself, or the crane to take Momonosuke away, all very perfect. Of course all the ink clouds, the trick to the rain of ink arrows, the techniques that Kanjuro always hid, made the Nine-Hong-Bao extremely surprised. The thought had ended him before, making Kinemon's group think that Oden was standing here for real. If you watch the anime to see Oden's flashback, it will take another 5 to 6 episodes to get this scene, so I explain it too. Returning to the fake Oden, the old news was that Ashuradaji rushed to slash the drawing, and destroyed it with a bomb. However, the translation pages are a bit wrong, so in the update I also update for you too. Of course, I also consulted a number of reputable sources, and are translated in foreign pages, hard to avoid errors, hope you sympathize. Specifically, Oden was imitating Kanjuro to attach a bomb to him. He intended to use Oden to distract the red envelopes. If they didn't take precautions, they attacked with that bomb. The fact that Kanjuro knew where Kinemon and the others were, probably thanks to Bao Wang's announcement in chapter 1005, it seems that this guy has awoken for quite some time. He was very wise, not directly reaching out like the head Jack had cut, because Kanjuro understood the strength of the other 9. If they were really dying, it would be fine, but unfortunately they could still move, then he would die. So Kanjuro sent a picture of Oden to the suicide bomb. Kinemon and his group were about to die, and if they woke up they could also deceive them. But black for him, the plot was seen through Ashuradaji. After rushing to slash the fake Oden, Ashura saw the bomb and hugged the drawing, jumped out the window. The bomb exploded, and Kanjuro appeared in the Ashura area and jumped down. I hope Ashuradaji is okay, but I really think he won't be able to die from the bomb. Even Kaido is not dead, unless he jumps down is a staircase. Otherwise it would only injure Ashura. The same would be the case compared to Kanjuro, who had been constipated by Kiku before. But he was the strongest in the chain, so no matter how he looked at Kanjuro, the door to win wasn't there. Ashuradaji didn't see the bleeding, he would know whose work it was. Dare to impersonate Princess Oden, also plotting to assassinate Chains, plus Kanjuro's words that insult Oden, Lady Toki and the Kojiki clan before, it is impossible to forgive him. I bet Kanjuro would wish Kiku had killed him before, because dying at the hands of Ashuradaji was even more tragic. He was a notorious elder of the uncontrollable Kuri land. Before Oden arrived, this place was known to go in but not out. Ashuradaji was the strongest and most brutal of this place. But he also admires and grateful Oden, helping him change his life, so Ashura will never forgive Kanjuro. Appeared where Ashuradaji jumped down, as if his number was black. Also, there was another reason in chapter 950, when Ashuradaji took Kinemon and Inuarashi to a cemetery. This place is full of tombstones, thousands of them. It all broke out 10 years ago. Became impatient, they hit Inagashima, and left me to the last. I bet Ashura could not even see your bodies, because they were all exposed on Demon Island. He established such a symbolic tombstone. What could be more painful than watching his brothers die without stopping? So Ashuradaji, because he believed in the prophecy, chose to stay and live like a coward. In 20 years, Denjiro changed himself and became Orikai's slave, but life was not hard either. If he said suffering, then Ashura was the most suffering. The thousands of brothers he had gathered for vengeance, all died. That makes Ashura dissatisfied, refusing to help Kinemon at first, serving Momonosuke. I admire the human named Koshiki Oden. So I, a samurai, willingly risked my life for him. But I don't remember that I took an oath to serve the Koshiki family. Am I wrong, Momonosuke? His insolent attitude, calling out the leader's name directly without using honorifics, shows that he is only loyal to Oden. Even now, Ashuradaji is still avenged the old master, rather than helping the new master regain the shogun. This chapter is about Ashuradaji, so I will analyze him a bit. With what just mentioned, it is clear that Kanjuro's name has reached number, when selling Oden and his teammates, even insulting the deceased twice. Ashuradaji would be the one to eliminate him, but here came another problem. It was a shadow in chapter 1004, in the end, author Oda has not yet answered this question. I had previously guessed that the person was Hyori, but when I saw Oden appeared, I suddenly thought about Kanjuro's revenge. He drew Lady Toki to heal Kinemon's group, ordered the painting to disappear, then used Oden to cheer them up. However, Kanjuro is confirmed that he wants to haunt the red envelope. Clearly there is no reason to save people and then try to kill. So the shadow in chapter 1004 was not drawn by Kanjuro, even though it wasn't Oden, but the most suspicious was still Hyori. But when Hyori is here, why do you still have to hide after saving your life? This is my biggest question, but at least find an answer to what the fake Oden was made for. 2. Luffy recovered, continuing to fight Kaido. On the dome, Luffy kept attacking but ineffectively. It seems that he has recovered. From chapter 1003 to the end of chapter 1007, it seems 10 minutes have passed, or Luffy's cooldown has been shortened now. But no matter what, it is necessary to praise the strength of the young generation. They still stand firm for 10 minutes, when the two emperors are fully released. Looking at Kaido and Big Mom cooperating, Law realized they had no door, so they would get exhausted sooner or later and die, so he suggested separating the two royal quartets. However, Luffy is still the biggest nape, claiming to beat both of them. But as you all know, the muzzle is not good, the neck is big, but after recovering, it is like a mosquito biting stainless steel. I don't know if I can use the piercing haki from the inside, but right now Kaido won't stand still and fight. He will dodge, block, and counterattack, not to mention Big Mom support. It is still better to listen to Law, but there are two quartets that have 5 supernovae. I do not know how to divide them accordingly. Sanji is very free, now he has 6 people to go up, and will fight with 2 Yonko. But that's what I said happily, but my biological child and my baby have not eaten anyone yet. The character I want to talk about is Yamato. She is eager to fight. 3. Momonosuke, Yamato's power to the top of his skull. Coming to Yamato's group's position, it seems that Momonosuke has much better control over his transformation, or maybe it's near the original, so it resonates. Because the artificial Uo fruit that it eats, was created by Vegapunk from the blood and flesh, Kaido's cells, so they have a close connection. This I will add more at the end of the video, but now I will focus on Yamato. She was wondering if Luffy was okay right now, and said that she wanted to fight Kaido, as Koshiki Oden. In short, she will be on top of her skull in the near future. Author Oda arranges for Ashura to hug the fake Oden to jump out, ready to eliminate Kanjuro. And Inuarashi stayed to stop Jack from drought. The 7 of them went together to find Momonosuke. They would quickly see each other. Because the soldier told Sanji that the warehouse is located near the entrance, which is connected to the first floor. The music and dance hall is the B1 basement of the demon castle. The 9 red scabbard is only 1 floor from Yamato's group. Handing Momo over to them, she will complete the task entrusted by Luffy, be able to freely do what she wants. The matches were all set up, except for Sanji. Yamato alone could not find any worthy opponent, because the place for her was the crest. From the very beginning, Yamato wanted to inherit Oden, defeat his own father, and open the door to Wano Nation. Yamato's presence not only meant power, but also distracted Kaido. Maybe when the 5 supernovas were eating onions, Yamato stopped in time. Not to mention I Still Love You, in the afternoon, of course he beat Yamato, but he will not allow Big Mom to do it. And she is the kind of person who is willing to kill her biological child if he dares to argue with her, and when a fit of turmoil drains the child's life expectancy, is very different from Kaido. So the alliance's rift most likely originated from here, and Yamato up to the dome would make a big change. And then when she is fully unleashed, we will know her power better. Not only impatiently waiting, Yamato himself is also anxious to stand side by side with Luffy. Because more than anyone, she understood the power of Kaido. Momonosuke suddenly said, Luffy is a bit weak, but he is fine. After hearing that, Shinobu and Yamato were both surprised, and Mrs. Shinobu asked how the boy knew about that. This information is here to stay, as that is the last detail of the new chapter, not the view at the top of the skull. Apparently Momonosuke awakened something, Haki observed, or mantra-like enel. Of course not, since even someone as strong as Yamato, even inclined to the Haki, observed that Sanji hasn't reached that level yet. How can an 8-year-old boy use a Haki to observe to the extent that he knows Luffy is weak but still okay? Even legends like Oden, Roger, and Whitebeard at this age could not do anything about it. Then what is the reason? You must also watch the video about the Uo no Mi fruit, as well as Yamato teaching Momo to control the devil fruit, Top Shounen posted 2 days ago, you can follow it. It was the so-called genetic factor that helped Momonosuke acquire that ability, it had a special connection with Kaido, which neither he nor himself knew. Momo did not know where he ate from, Kaido did not fully understand the purpose of Vegapunk researching his body, but it is about to know. I guess Momonosuke saw what Kaido saw, it was like when he saw Jack's fleet attacking Zunisha. Before, Gold Roger, Oden heard that voice, Luffy could also hear it, but strangely, only Momo could communicate with the elephant. It even made eye contact with Zunisha, so he saw Jack. The same goes for Kaido, when both are in human form, or one person is Zoan form and one person is in human form, this does not happen. But when the two use their powers together, they will connect with each other, auditory or visual. Perhaps within a certain range, Momo could hear and see what Kaido was seeing. Because he is in a hybrid state, still using the devil fruit powers. Before Kaido was in his dragon form, Momonosuke was in human form, this didn't happen, but the transformation immediately saw Luffy. This is the basis for my theory, between the boy and Kaido there is an unexpected connection. Then what was said in the previous video, is very likely to come true, when Yamato realizes this connection, and teaches Momonosuke to use his powers. If it is connected to Kaido through genetic factors, it does not need to create the fire, but it will control the Kaido fire itself. This is a war of wills, it sounds ridiculous to think that Momo can defeat Kaido, or stronger will. But Kaido was busy fighting, he didn't even know what kind of boy could control his clouds. Besides, author Oda will put Yamato on top of his skull, she is the one who can distract Kaido. As long as he loses his focus and the Luffys keep attacking, Momonosuke will have a chance to save Hana Castle. Besides, how many roses will be there to encourage him, I believe he will do it. Above is all the information I have just updated, along with some quick analysis. Thank you for watching, and do not forget to like, share to support Top Shounen. Bye bye.